traveled in and out of country by the government, and then they'd take them back. It's sort of like a embassy, things. I shouldn't have said that word.
Well, anyway,
but anyway,
you're back on the records. You're on the records again there. Well, it'd be nice to meet you. Next time I come back to Dana Point, I'll make an effort.
Are you going to remember my name, Theresa?
Theresa, sure, yeah, that's no problem.
That's no problem. He's sharp as a tack. Yeah.
Okay, good. He can get me sharper. I need some training. I need a good teacher. So I look forward to that, Jack. I really do.
Okay.
I hope you can close out all your homes and your schools and get all your artwork cataloged and, family helping you. This is America's legacy, too, because you were born here. And see, I'm global. I think universally and then, galactically, intergalactically, and then planet-wise. But these are things that can go on and tell a history.
Oh, of course, yeah. The art is universal. The art itself is universal. Rembrandt's a universal means of expression, and so that's where the people benefit. Because everybody can get into it. It's not something exclusive. So everybody has a door open for understanding artists. It's really important that they give a little more emphasis to the arts and artists now. There's a lot of very positive things going on, and I think the artist is a visionary. He's the one that gives the people the idea that there's hope out there and that people are still creative. No, art's actually the most important of the bunch, even more so than the politicians.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow, this is great. We'll have a philosophy. It'll be the Jack Harris Rutherford Philosophy of Life in our school here, whatever it's going to be called. But my association, folks, is ACO for Ascension Center Organization for Raising Consciousness and Awareness of the Ancient Cultures and New Thought Teachings, Jack. Ancient Cultures and New Thought Teachings. And we help a lot of people that just free social network volunteers. And then as we bring people into our social network, they learn their skills, and then we invite them to our conferences, or they help plan the cities to help starving artists, musicians, fundraisers like Willie Nelson. I'm sure you've heard of his Farm Aid, things like that, right? So we've got other, and musicians, and I worked with We Are the World, Michael Jackson, and his writing songs, and he came to see me as a psychic in Hawaii, and so he and I discussed nonprofit associations and then helping Las Vegas, and I went in and out of Las Vegas a lot, with the government, and then also as a president, CEO of a corporation, and as an artist and a psychic. So I've worn several hats at the same time in Vegas. Now, if you had to go to Vegas to do a conference, you'd be willing to do that if we had a bunch of artists. Stan Lee, before he died, he did the American Library Association with us because he was very much, into helping people network, and he showed up. I meant to go there. I was really planned there, but my daughter was so sick that he passed away. I missed him. I missed Stan. He followed me on UFO Digest. He liked my superpowers. I was going to be on one of his superpower shows through, later on he had that, but it's fun. Well, you can see where this is going, right, Jack, that we'll be interested in your brain, sharp as a tack at 90, traveling the world, good health, going to get everything cataloged, your legacy. We're going to build on that, we hope, with Rich.
If you want to see original works, I have numbers of them stored in La Manzanilla with a woman called Mazinka. And she has a whole room full of my artwork there, which I couldn't take with me. And so if you wanted to see originals in La Manzanilla, you could actually go by and see a number of those works.
Well, I won't be able to go by there, but we can ask them if they will photograph them. And Rich can tell you how many, I guess, pixels it needs to be to put on a website. But we'll put different sizes and then hopefully make G-clays. I hope the plan is the same thing Rich is doing, so we can sell them. I already told Suzanne I want a percentage. Jack, hold on, 303-515, you calling from Denver? Did you want to talk to us, or you just listening?
Well, I've been talking to you and listening both, but I'll have to pass you back to Rich now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jack.
But nice talking to you. And here's Rich again.
Okay. Thank you. Hi.
Okay.
Hi,
we have
Rich.
a 303. Rich.
Number.
Hello.
Okay.
Take the 303 number.
Okay. 303. Did you want to talk to us, or did you come for a reading, or what's up for you?
Huh. Well, they're just listening, TJ.
Okay, they just tuned in. Okay. Well, but I think the show's going pretty good because we're the team, and I hope to bring back in Stan and Tara during the fall or maybe the spring. But we'll work on that, folks, because we're entertainers and we have skills, and so we invite you to our club, and hopefully we'll get to know you better, and we're going to hopefully put our psychic networks together and have our psychics and have our artists and work together. And maybe even Stan will bring in the musicians. That'll be his part. We've talked to him about it. But here's another person. Let me see, Suzanne, if you want to do readings. 856, You're live and on the air with Suzanne and Theresa. Are you calling in for a reading, or you just want to talk with us?
No, I was calling in for a reading. Is that okay?
Yeah, who is this?
This is Laura.
Hi, Laura. Where are you calling from?
I'm in New Jersey.
Have you called before?
I think it's been a while.
Oh, good. But you've called before. I recognize your voice.
Yeah, it's been a while, though.
It sounds like all the Annas. There's a lot of girls that have the same voice in New Jersey, Manhattan, and New York. And I swear their waves are so interesting. But you go ahead, Suzanne, and we're listening. But I'm going to mute myself. But you go ahead today. Go right ahead.
Okay. So first name is?
Laura.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
October 1st, 63.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh,
I know you were
you.
I know you were a beautiful baby. Oh my gosh, what a nice thing to have you call and talk to us on your birthday. I love it. Okay. So, you need people around you that are honest, true, faithful, and come from a place of integrity. If I were to ask you what was the most important thing in your life, you would tell me loyalty was first. If I asked you what was the difference between love and loyalty, you would say that the separation of love and loyalty is a lie because you think that love without loyalty can't exist. I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I like your generosity, but you have a specific question for me, and I'm very rigid about this. I only do one question. I won't do 2 or 3 questions. And so you can ask me one question about yourself, but you want to talk about a relationship issue you have going on at the moment.
No.
Okay. Okay, great.
I'm hoping for that somewhere down the road, but actually my most pressing issue is getting a job and situated.
Oh, good. That's excellent. What kind of work do you do?
So I develop training and I do change management.
Okay. The phone, for some reason or another, it's like you do some sort of management I picked up, but I didn't understand what kind.
Yeah. I'm usually managing the training implementation and rollout for a global training program.
Okay.
So I do it as a contractor, and unfortunately, because of COVID, I've been out of work since March.
Right. A lot of people have been out of work. People in the event industry and so forth have, they basically don't have any work. So here's an interesting comment about you. You have a way of helping people to understand education and the tools of education for your industry in a way that makes it seem sort of more effortless than it really is. And you do have a good presence. You have your vocal presence, listening to your voice. You have nice clarity, and you have a good ability to speak up. So I think that you're in a stage of trying to make a decision about what sort of a transition you should be involved in. And your transition, of course, is going to be to an online presence of teaching classes online, which is where most people are going to be doing their work in this chapter of our history. So I really want to encourage you to understand that this is not a bad thing. It's uncomfortable because it's brand new and it's different, and it's uncomfortable because you don't know. But I want to assure you it's going to make your world better if you can set aside your fear and your doubt and your difficulties you have about doing something new. But you are the person who's very charismatic, very engaging, and people naturally trust you. Once you start talking, people trust you, and they want you to come up with solutions for them. So you are the solution expert who helps people find a way to keep their business going and keeping it current. So that's lovely news. I don't think you have anything to worry about except for the fact that you just have to format differently.
Yeah, well, so I'm used to training over, the internet and everything like that.
Okay.
But I will tell you that it is better to be present in doing an instructor-led course. The dynamics are completely different.
Right.
But given the situation where we're at, we're just going to have to adjust.
Well, that's, it's kind of an interesting thing. I understand what you're saying. I did a lot of online courses with what is it called? I did a series of classes with Mind Valley Academy, and I did a whole bunch of instructors and teachers and everything else, and it really helped me. It really created new understanding, and I learned a lot. And then I went and I did an in-person intensive with Mary Morrissey, and the difference was, it was dramatic. I agree with you that on that in-person presence and the connecting and everything else. But here's an interesting thought. I mean, just to think about it. I found that when I went to the Mary Morrissey seminar one year, it was a good number. But then I went to the seminar another year, and she had added so many people that I really didn't feel as if I got a lot out of it. So working one-on-one, with people, doing those classes, it's interesting because you are able to instruct a group. So you must have an idea of how large a group you can work with. But when you go online, your number and the number of times that people can study your material is unlimited. So there's plus and minus for each scenario, and I think you're talented enough to make this transition.
I'd like to hire her myself.
I don't have a problem with doing it that way. I'm just saying, so my whole background, my education and everything is instructional design. So that I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, thank you. I'm just trying to get the job.
Since it's your birthday, can I do a tarot card reading on you?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Well, is that okay, Suzanne?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, that way the sound comes across better for everybody. I'm using my phone, not the one into the studio. I'm using a cell phone, so tell me if I cut out. Because if you're into instruction and internet, you know where we are now. But what I'm going to do is do what I do best, actually. I just don't enjoy doing it in the entertainment space. But I'm getting better after 8 years, Laurel. Now, is it Laurel or is it Laura?
It's Lora.
Oh, Lora. All right. Well, I'm going to pull your cards and see what we call it infinity says for you. Happy birthday. I see. You have in the past, this is what I get from when I connect. All psychics are mystics in a way, and my mystical ability is my gift to see things about you coming in on your birthday through your voice only, because I've never